Hi all, Hal here with more Empyrion, Galactic Survival. And yeah, so basically I was making parts for the CV and I realized, I've got, 4 crafters up there? So why am I making parts down here on the planet when I can just be making up there on the CV? So what I've done is I've basically cleaned out my supplies down here, just to show you where we're at as far as resources are concerned. As you can see, we still have a bunch of the parts that we haven't placed yet. One of the things that I want to start working on today is actually the garden and food production area. And what that'll allow us to do is not only get the farms going, but we'll also be able to start storing our food up there. So we'll be able to start shuttling more of that. And I do actually have some food with me. So once we get enough of the growing area in, we'll actually be able to put the refrigerators down and basically offload supplies until we have everything sorted out. So as you can see here, I've basically pulled most of the resources that I had available on the planet, and we're going to bring those with us. Not a whole lot of call for the zirconium right now or the estrium because we already have, or eristrium, sorry, we already have some of the advanced weapons that we need. And for those who don't know, the developers actually put in elite weapons. What these are is they show up in the epic loot containers, I believe. I think they're actually called epic weapons. They're basically the same style weapons as some of the basic weapons. I believe there is an epic pistol, shotgun, and sniper rifle. There may also be like an assault rifle, but not necessarily the tier 2 things. I think they're just tier 1 versions. So they're actually, as a tier 1 weapon, because it is epic, it does more damage. Some of them can, I think, hold more ammo, fire faster, that type of thing. So we're going to be looking for some of those in the points of interest this week. However, today we're actually going to be focusing on the build, so that's what we're going to do for now. There's a couple of things that I want to do. I actually want to put in a basically like a computer jump room together kind of thing, where we have all of our advanced navigation stuff would happen. So we're going to have an area where we'll have some computer stations, all of our jump warp drive tanks, those types of stuff. And that'll probably be in the rear or aft portion of the ship, behind the hangar. So I've done a little bit of work on the ship as it is so far, but I'll show you when we get up there. For what we've been doing off camera, I did do a little bit of a modification to the SV. Basically added in this ramped portion above the thrusters, the vertical thrusters. And I don't know, I think I like it, but I'm not sure. See, I kind of like the line that this provides. But I couldn't get that to work quite the same on the upper portion, mainly because of the fact of the way this goes. But I think, yeah, I might rework it. I have some ideas on how I want to rework it, but we're gonna go ahead and get into orbit. So happy Monday, everybody! I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and happy Mother's Day to the parents out there. If it was Father's Day, I'd add Father's Day in there as well for, whoever. But be it no matter who you are, if you have children or not, happy Parents' Day to you. Anyway, let's get into orbit. So, some of the folks pointed out that I was complaining about the gravity wells being changed. Well, it was not so much complaining, but just commenting on. And what it appears happened is that the developers, oops, let's do this so we're not drowning out in the thruster noise. What happened is that the developers disabled planetary gravity wells. Apparently, there were some complaints from people who weren't expecting it. What happened was they would be out in orbit doing something, and because their ship, like the CVs, when there's not someone directly in control of them, the RCS system doesn't really work. It won't keep you in place. So what ended up happening was people would be in the edge of the gravity well and get out of their ship, come back, and their ship was gone. It had basically crashed into the planet. And because of the way that the game handles ships entering planetary spheres of influence without a pilot, what happens is that the planet is basically, for all intents and purposes, considered 0-0, right? As you get further away from that, you go 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, whatever. What happens is that eventually your ship will intersect with the planet, and when this occurs, the planet wins. The ship basically gets stuck in the middle of the planet. There's no way for you to get to it because you hit a transition before you can ever recover the ship. And because of the people basically losing ships like this, because of players losing ships like this, what the developers did is they went ahead and disabled the gravity wells around planets for the time being. Now, I don't know if this means that they are planning on changing the way that ships behave, specifically CVs behave. Why am I seem to have some missing textures. Interesting. Why is it only on that one side? Okay, that's weird. I need to go check this. Yeah, no, it's legitimately missing this edge. That is really odd. Oh well. Okay. So anyway. So yeah, like I said, basically what they did is they disabled the gravity wells so that people don't lose ships. It's a warp core. So while I understand it, it does kind of make me wonder, you know, what were people expecting? I'm guessing that it was really more that they're newer players that didn't know that the gravity well would affect the would affect your ship like that. But you know, it does make me wonder: is what exactly were you expecting the gravity wells to do? All right. So anyway, so that said, let's go ahead and okay. Now, normally I consider the food production areas to be pretty vital, but because of what we're doing with the rest of this ship, I'm not going to worry too much about the necessary, like basically using the heavy armor blocks to protect it. Okay, so the doorway is 0. Let me count my design here. Okay, so from the doorway we need 9, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. And it only gave me this. Interesting. 8. Okay. I would have thought that it would have carried through, but that's okay. Okay, so from 2, 3, 4. Huh? Oh, shadow. I'm like, what's this? Was ist das? Alright. Okay, and then that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. So what we're going to do is my traditional 3x3 grids for the crop plots. And that allows us to do 4 crop plots in this area. And what we're going to do into the, yeah, so we need to just go. And that gives us a pretty good production area. So that basically, when you have four crops or 4 growing grids, the 3x3 grids, you can produce pretty much everything that you will ever need in this game as far as food is concerned. So I don't worry too much past this. Some of my much larger builds, like when I was building the Ark, I ended up with, I think, 2 or 3 crop plots, like the 3x3 grids of crops for every crop type in the game. So I ended up with something like, I don't know, 30 or 40 grow areas like this. It was hilarious. I mean, it was just ridiculously overdone. Alright, so this is there's going to be a hallway exterior to this that runs basically the length of the ship. Let's try that again. That runs the length of the ship. And that will be on both sides. Kind of missed the ability to have this thing go more than, you know, like 15 blocks at a time, but I understand why they did it. They had a situation with people basically losing control of the your mouse for some reason, because I had it happen before myself, where like the batteries in your mouse would die at the most inopportune times and the pointer would keep going. And because you'd lost count, it basically would give you like a 200 tile length that you didn't mean to place. So it happens. Oh, okay. So we got that, we got that. Now for this one, we go 1 block here, 1 block here. And then we are going to have a doorway there, so we want that. You really need a light on our suit. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is there's going to be windows that run the length of the hallway here. Of course, it'd help if I put the blocks in the right areas, wouldn't it? All right. Okay. I did the same over here tonight. Doesn't that figure? Ah. Best laid plans of mice, right? Okay. So we are going to end up with a door on this side as well as a door on the other side. Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to put a dedicated bridge area in yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this as it is. Right? We're going to take this portion and bring it to there. Take that. Alright, so now I need to decide. Let's go ahead and... I'm really liking these split ramp blocks. They work really well for the way I like to use these types of things. So what we're going to do is do this. It's nice having a lot more than just basic, like 4 basic shapes. So we go there, and then the rest of my stuff is in the ship itself. Let's come over here. Since we have a little bit more light over here, let's go ahead and grab our stuff. Because what I want to do is I want to grab the windows out of here. Let's grab the food processors and the tier 2 refrigerators. And one of the things I'm going to need to do is actually start offloading stuff into the crafters as well. So I think yep, this needs to go over one more line. Even with a blueprint, I screw it up, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this. These are going to come out. Go ahead and take this stuff out. Okay, so now all this is going to come out here. Is that all of it? There. Because I need enough space to walk around the crop plot on this side and be able to get to the crafting stations. So there we go. That's better. Like I said, it would help if we had a little bit more light out here as well so you guys could see exactly what I'm doing, but I apologize for it. I know it's going to be a little bit dark on the screen. Once we get a little bit more of this set up, though, we'll be able to actually put in the windows. Does not add up. 3 with a walkway that's tied to that. Oh, I know why. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get that in there. And we are going to go 4. And yes, I am still playing with my broken keyboard. So with that, so you'll actually get a little bit of okay. So yes, that does need to come out. Okay. Okay, so let me look at my notes really quick. All right. So while we're here, let's go ahead and get these in. And then for the refrigerators, so we at least have the beginnings of our food supply. And yes, those are going to have to come out as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and take these out. Alright, so now that we have that, let's go this. It's a horrible position for the sun to be in. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, this one instead. How about... It's too bad we can't merge these. Yeah, we'll do it this way, I guess. And that's basically what we're working on here. There you go. Oops. I know, I always hit the wrong button, huh? Okay, so that gives us... Let's turn the jump jets off, so... Sorry, my jetpack. Alright, so that gives us 1 block, 2 blocks, and then the third block is our ceiling, which is where we're going to have all of our lights. And that gives us our growing area. Okay. That actually worked out pretty nicely. And then just to cap this portion off, because we're going to put a door there, so we don't actually... do I want to put a window over it? No, we're going to put a door. That way if we put doors in, we've got it. If we don't want to put doors in, then we're fine as well. Okay, so now that we have this in place, there's actually going to be 2 secondary growing areas, which are going to be on the outer nacelles, where we're going to end up mounting the thrusters eventually. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. So, but I am going to go ahead and I think call this episode here. And when we come back on Wednesday, we'll finish up the internals on the farm plots. And we will start working on the hangar area, I believe. And then for Friday, we'll actually go do some raiding down on the planet, hit some of the points of interest, and see if we can find some of the new weapons that have been introduced to the game. Alright, so if you enjoyed the episode, I do ask that you hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, I also ask that you consider subscribing. Because not only do both of those things help the channel to grow, they are some of the nicest things you can do for a YouTuber outside of directly handing us cash or booze. So this doesn't cost you anything. It's easy to do. It takes 2 seconds out of your day, and it can make a world of difference for any of the content creators on YouTube. So it's always nice to do, and thank you in advance for doing something nice today. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, throw it down in the section below the video. I try my best to respond in a timely manner, but if I don't make it, I do apologize. It's nothing personal. Just ran out of time, and as I am out of time, I'm out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic week and continue to have a terrific Monday. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, such a great view in this game. Oh, such beautiful graphics. Yeah, hashtag tourist. Oh, yeah.